Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron, I hope you're having a great day or night in Jesus. Please hit the subscribe button, bell notification, join us daily, and check out our other videos. We've got about 5,000. We just try to be a repository of Christian informational book, Bible reviews, Bible comparisons, all types of theological questions. So we're looking today at the importance of creation science. Why is it important? And this is part of a little seminar I did at an amazing church, the Sanctuary, Eagle River, Alaska. Pastor Derek Seagraves, Sister Shannon Seagraves. What a wonderful church. Great engagement. There was a guy, and his name escapes me right now. It's on my phone. Who does Model A's and Model T's. What a brilliant mind he's got. He asked some very great penetrating questions, as did others there, that seminar. Appreciated the opportunity to go do that seminar. Great church. If you're in the Alaska area, please check it out. Great church. So here's some importance of why creation science is important. You know, first of all, it's biblical. So if it's biblical, we want to abide by it. Jesus is known as the last Adam and the second man in 1 Corinthians 15, 45, and 47. So that's really important. Okay, if Jesus is the last Adam and the second man, Adam, well, it's important that he's genetically connected to Adam and that Adam was in the image of God, because if not, Jesus is in the image of a bacteria. Okay, extraordinarily important. It demeans even certain creationist models demean the character and nature of Jesus Christ. And I have read secular studies, atheists, that would say, yeah, if you do away with Genesis 1, 2, and 3, the whole, 1,186 other chapters in the Bible fall, because the reason for Jesus is to restore what the first Adam lost. So if there was no first Adam, no need for Jesus. It destroys the whole Bible. There are 1,189 chapters in the Bible. Is it 1,189 or is it 1,191? I think it's 1,189. All right. This means Jesus in his humanity is connected genetically with the first Adam. Jesus came to restore that which was lost by the first Adam. If there was no fall, there's no need for redemption. What we believe about origins does affect biblical theology. And here's some of the formulas used. Like an evolutionary formula is time plus chance equals everything. Well, that's not observable, because everything we do, time and chance, it just disintegrates, which is the second law of thermodynamics, which biblically would be the fall. Things are disintegrating. Things are going from a more ordered state to a less ordered state. Or you can believe God plus nothing equals everything, that design requires a designer, creation requires a creator. And that is observable in that it does take a design requires a designer. We see that. You do not get airplanes out of a factory explosion, and you do not get computers out of a tornado through a junkyard. It just doesn't happen. Things go from a less ordered state to an even more less ordered state. Okay, so here's some secular views of origins. And one that was very popular, which, who was it? Fred Hoyle and Chandra Ramsingh did the secular steady state theory, matter's eternal. And this is basically the law of the conservation of matter and energy, you know, that there's a constant state of matter and energy in the universe. That was quickly taken over by the Big Bang theory. All things began with an explosion of the singularity. Again, we can prove that's wrong, that you can explode things in infinitum and nothing is ever going to come organized from that explosion. It's not. And there's so many questions with the dot, you know, the singularity, the primeval atom, that if time and space was in the primeval atom, or the singularity as they call it now, then where was that? What was preceded it? Where did it come from? What was the mechanism of the explosion? They're even questioning there's not enough mass contained in there. And then all types of problems. Gerhard Schroeder, I guess it is, who's some type of creationist, says there was a suspension of normal physics at the first little bit of the explosion. Be that as it may, it still doesn't a lot of the anomalies like star formation, laws of angular momentum, spiral galaxy arms and different things like that. It still doesn't explain those things. Besides, where does life, the laws of biogenesis, that life only comes from life. So how did inanimate objects become animated? How did unconscious objects, non-conscious objects have consciousness? You can't explain those things. It's Big Bang. These are the two basic theories currently in secular science, with the Big Bang postulation having an overwhelming, yet not unchallenged supremacy. In the ancient world, legends like the Atrahaisic epic and the Enuma Elish spoke in mythological tomes about the creation of the world and what predated it. In Greek and Roman mythology, you had Kronos and the Titans, so before Zeus and all of this. Nearly every ancient society has a theory of origins. The question of why is there something rather than nothing, and where did I come from, and what is the purpose for my existence, is almost universal. The belief in God is seemingly innate in man. That was one of the big things about that supposedly the world's oldest city there in Turkey, Göbekli Tepe, I think it is, Göbekli Tepe, maybe, Göbekli Tepe, that, okay, the world's oldest city, it was all based on belief in deity, or deities, as it were. And so, this is called natural law or natural order. Paul says this about it, Romans 1:19 and 20, because that which may be known of God is manifest in them. So people intrinsically know. That's the reason people, sometimes that are atheists, get so angry, and we've seen it so often over the years on this channel, irrationally angry. I don't get angry. I don't believe in UFOs, but I don't get angry at the UFO community. For God has showed it unto them. Romans 1:20, for the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they were without excuse. And this is basically saying that the ignorance is not the plan of salvation. I'm writing myself a note here. But ignorance is not the plan of salvation. People intrinsically know that there's a God. When they reject him, God is just to reject them throughout all eternity. Romans 1:25 goes into this as well. Psalm 103, John 1:1-3, and verse 10, Colossians 1:15 through 17, Hebrews 3:3 and 4, Isaiah 45 and 12 go into this. Julian Huxley, he basically said, first head of UNESCO, the United Nations Education, Scientific, Cultural Organization, well, the reason that we believe in evolution is because to believe otherwise would interfere with our sexual mores. So it had more to do with libertine philosophy than it had to do with scientific evidence. So that's why it's important. It gives order. It answers the big questions: why you're here, a purpose for existence, how did we get here, why is there something rather than nothing, and is there life beyond the grave? And is there another dimension beyond the material? The answer is yes. It's the God dimension, and angels and demons and all of this. So God bless. We love you. Thanks for being here with us. Check out our other videos. Join us daily. God bless you. Bye-bye.